Hello. Hello everyone, all the people.
Hello world.
Hello world.
Whatever small
Continents.
subset of you are watching.
Yeah. Last time we did live streaming, some kind person from Poland said,
Yeah.
hello, I'm here from Poland. That was so wonderful.
Well, they said, hello, I'm from Poland after the live stream because they couldn't chat while live streaming.
So that was great. So we don't know who's there, if there's anybody there, but whichever, we are very happy to do live streaming because it's exciting and we like to share with you all about our Collector's Corner.
Yep.
So why don't you kick us off, Jamie?
Hi there. Welcome to That Board Game Show. My name is James Wood, and today I am blah, 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 blah. We'll try that again.
Okay.
The wonders of a live stream.
You're James Wood, and
And
I'm
you're
Sonia
Sonia
Wood,
Wood.
and I am James's mother, just in case you didn't know that already.
And today we're talking about The Lord of the Rings, a board game designed by Reiner Knizia and published by Fantasy Flight Games, which to my knowledge is one of the first cooperative games to at least be popular. I don't know if there were other co-ops prior to it.
Maybe. That's worth doing a bit of research about.
If anyone's out there watching and you happen to know if there's any famous cooperative games that predate this, let me know.
Please tell us.
Because this was released in 2000, so there are multiple versions of it out these days. There is a 20th anniversary edition, is the currently available one. We have the Silver Line edition from Fantasy Flight Games. And it's also got art by John Howe, who worked as one of the concept artists for the Lord of the Rings films by Peter Jackson.
Wow.
So
I wonder if they got him to do if they knew about him because of the game. Maybe.
I think it was around about the same time, actually.
Oh,
'cause,
same-
yeah, they were
same
making the
time-ish.
films around
Oh.
99, 2000, so it's about the
Oh,
same.
yeah.
About the same time. Although I think the first edition of this was 2000.
Jamie, you've got long arms. Can you get that off the mantelpiece for me, please?
Probably.
There we are.
There we go.
Okay. The joys of having a long-armed son.
Move that over there.
Does that go? Oh, look at that.
Probably
How
going
about
to fall
that?
over. Yep, there it goes.
Wait, we've got a little thing.
Yeah, but I don't think I can reach that.
Put your mug, because you've got your mug here. There you go.
That kind of works.
Because
So
I wanted to show, whoa, look.
we have boards.
Beautiful rule book. I think it's a nice rule book, even
board.
though I haven't read it. You're the rule book reader. What did you think of the rule book?
It's a average rule book.
Average. Well, it looks nice.
It looks very nice. Rules-wise, it leaves a couple things a little bit ambiguous, so it takes some Board Game Geek forums to figure out exactly how to play the game.
But this is what I've enjoyed about this game. How many times have we played? Now you see.
Now I have to consult my oracle.
Now you have to consult there. What are we going to put
Now
there?
you're asking trick
Why don't you
questions.
put your mug
I
mug
can, but
that's
then it's
done?
going to fall over every time I have a sip of tea.
Well, just until we have another plan. Aha, there you
Aha.
go.
Okay. We have played this game. Lord of the Rings.
This is the board where Sauron. Did I say that right? How do you say that?
Sauron.
Sauron. Yeah, you see, he gets pronunciation. I mean, not me so much. Anyway, he moves along this way, and we're moving along this way, and we have to try not meet on the track. So that is the movement.
Yeah, that's basically just like your progress board.
Progress board, and
have
look,
a
you
little
go-
Sauron marker that starts on the eye over here, and that's moving each time you get corruption in the game. You move the Sauron marker over, and the Fellowship characters start on that side of the board. And every time you take corruption, you move along, because basically the idea is the ring bearer is being corrupted by Sauron, and if ever the character carrying the ring and Sauron meet. That character gets eliminated.
It's a good thing you're talking with your hands right now, because there's mozzies flying around, and you keep wishing them away. They probably doesn't pick up on the
There's
camera.
no
Maybe
way
it will.
you can see those tiny little things on the camera.
Oh, really? Okay.
We
Jamie,
have played this game a whopping 8 times.
I really thought it was more than that.
It feels like more than that
Because
you play board number 1, Then you play board number 2.
Then you play board number.
Then you play board number
But have a chance to look how
3.
beautiful this art is.
And then you play board number 4.
And that is one game. Okay, but you go
and
around.
all of these have John Howe art splayed across them.
But Jimmy, you the guy that pronounces these things nasty when it comes to the Lord of the Rings. So why don't you show them? We start at bag end, and then we go through.
You start at bag end over here. Ooh.
Yeah, there's bag end.
Then we go to Rivendell. Then Moria. Then Lothlorien, Helm's Deep, Shelob's Lair, and Mordor.
And show them the boards, because now the boards.
We just showed them the boards.
I know, but
okay.
I want to show them after we've.
So basically, each of those, like in between places, you've got bag
So
end.
open it again.
Might as well. So you've
Ta-da.
got bag end over here. Rivendell and Lothlorien, those are like rest points in the game. So that's places where you get resources, cards. You sort of have time to recoup and plan and strategize. And then these boards represent the different confrontation boards, I think they call them, where you actually have to now deal with the threats. So,
Have a look. Yes.
so you fight the battle of Helm's Deep.
And you're going along here. You're trying to achieve this objective
Yeah.
by going along here.
And how
then
you're doing
these
this
events
is
happen.
you are playing cards, which are in the box over here.
And as you say, once we've done that, we flip it over, and here
how
we're
you
in Helm's
progress on
Deep
those
over here.
Boards is you're playing cards from your hand, which will not show up on the camera all the way over there, but you have lots of cards to play. And the cards have different icons on them that match the icons on the boards. So on your turn, you're playing cards to move along the different tracks. Once you get to the end of the main track, then that allows you to complete that board and move on to the next one. And that is the basic general gist of it. And I'll tell you now
Yeah, Aussie.
how many times of those 8 plays we've actually managed to win the game.
Because it's not easy. Well, not for us, anyway.
4.
Oh, well, 50%.
So 50-50.
50-50.
That's not bad, but
But it's a nice size box. You see, it's just not a huge
yeah,
box,
the
but it's
new
got
one's
so
a bit
much.
bigger. The new 20th anniversary editions are slightly larger.
Okay, Jamie, you can have your tea back now.
My
I don't
Lord of the
think,
Rings
I
mug
don't
tea.
think the camera can see it. Look.
You can see a ring.
Lord of the
That's
Rings
all that really
t-shirt,
matters.
Lord of the Rings mug. And of course, I've got my elephant mug. And in case you hadn't noticed, I wonder if the camera's picking up my elephants up there. Over
Probably
there.
not. They're pretty dark.
Anyway, I've said before in a live stream that I collect elephants, but that's another story because this live stream is all about us being collectors of board games.
It's Collector's Corner, episode 4.
Of our collector's corner. And what we're doing at the moment is we're going through all of our collection of Lord of the Rings games. And it's not complete, according to Jamie, because he knows which ones are missing.
A lot.
A lot. I do that because I go, oh my goodness, we've got a few hundred games and I'm trying to curb it. We've spoken about this, hey, whereby Jamie says if I wasn't holding the reins a bit, he would have bolted and he would be one of those.
I'd be drowning in board games and broke.
like they call a starving artist, hey? Where
Yeah. I'd be a starving gamer.
a starving gamer. You can't eat cardboard. I have to remind
Well,
Jamie
you
every now and then.
can, you just won't live for very
It's
long.
not very nutritious to eat cardboard. So we have to use some money for things like food. And if there's some more, we can think of the next game. But anyway, Jamie's got on his list some more. Do you really want to add more Lord of the Rings?
Probably.
Not all of them, if you say there's a
No.
lot.
There's piles and piles and piles of them. A lot of them are competitive. So we've got I think we've only got cooperative Lord of the Rings games.
Oh,
Bar one. We've got one tiny little dice game. version that's
What is
a
that
little
called?
roll and write. I think it's Journey to Mordor.
Oh, it's a fun little game. It's in a little box. We took it on an aeroplane with us once. Do you remember
Yeah, I
that?
played it on the little fold-out tray table.
It's actually a lot of fun. We must get that and put it on our live stream
It'll
and
be
show.
on the next Collector's Corner,
Okay, let's put it on the next collectors.
future Collector's Corner.
What we're going to do with our collectors' corners is we're just going to go through our Lord of the Rings collection, and then when that's finished, we'll carry on with another collection. Because of the fact that we've got a lot of games, and as you've heard Jamie mention, that all of our Lord of the Rings, bar that one,
Yeah.
are cooperative games. So we have discovered that cooperative gaming is our preferred gaming. Well, because we play, it's mostly two-player, and that's James and myself. And I'm pro cooperative gaming. You open to more variety.
I just enjoy gaming as a pastime hobby, so I enjoy all sorts of games. And so the fact that your preference is co-op works just fine for me, because I just enjoy gaming.
So we'll be going through this Collector's Corner. We'll be talking about our collection, and a lot of them are going to be cooperative games.
Well, all of our Lord of the Rings games thus far, and all the ones coming in future episodes, barring that tiny little dice game, are fully co-op. There are many, probably the biggest, most famous Lord of the Rings game that we don't have is the War of the Rings 2nd edition. Because that is, I think it's a 2-player only. Or can you play with more? You might be able to play it with more.
Non-cooperative,
But basically, one person plays the forces of Sauron, and one person plays the free peoples of Middle-earth, and you duke it out. It's basically just a big war game with the Lord of the Rings themes pasted on top of it.
Not my thing. But some people love that. We actually know a few people that love war games.
Yeah.
It's like that, they would
Loads
go
of
after
people.
that.
It's, in fact, I think probably one of the biggest subsets of the gaming hobby is wargaming.
Okay, now I was wondering if there's a monitor off to the side here that I'm
In case
keeping
you're
an eye
wondering why
on.
we keep looking over there.
Yeah, looking to see if there's any comments. If anybody's got questions or comments or anything, we're not going to ignore them. We'll look at those.
Keeping an eye open.
Keeping
and
an eye
if you
open.
have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll
Yeah.
get back to you. Well, we'll answer them. If you don't ask them live, then
And
leave a
you'll-
comment and we'll answer them there.
Afterwards, yes. Okay, and so back to the Collector's Corner. So I also wanted to talk a little bit today about this whole concept of being collectors. You know, this is what this whole Collector's Corner is all about, because we've spoken in the previous live streams about how we don't mind being collectors, and I think some people struggle with the fact that maybe they're buying too many board games. I mean, I know there's a limit and you need to balance and all those things, but we promote collection.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between collecting and consuming.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, it's very easy to slip into just consuming board games, just buying the next one, 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 not. Whereas I find what we try to do to curb that, because that is the tendency, that is the temptation to just keep on getting the latest, greatest, hottest game.
Well, for you it is. I'm not quite as affected by needing the next new one. I actually am a lot more logical about it all and practical about it all, because I go, okay, is it this? And does it tick all the boxes? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's get that. But even then we don't say yes, we watch videos. And we like do this thorough behind the scenes researching of the game. You know, in other words, we don't just see it and go, oh, that looks nice, and get it. Some people, they like buying games like that. It's like a surprise to them, and they discover things after they've bought it. Whereas
they buy a game and then find out if they like it or not.
Yeah, whereas we tend to be so sure that we want this game and then we buy it.
In fact, by the time we get a game, it usually feels like we've already played it a few times, considering the amount of reviews and playthroughs and tutorials and live streams and everything that we've watched.
So we can say that every game that we have got many plays out of it. and that's one reason why I try and curb it a bit, because I don't like us to have so many games that we're not getting to them. To me, I like to have a game that we can have a lot of hours with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this. We've only played this 8 times. And, and so, I mean, for some people, 8 times is a huge amount. Like, wow, you've played a game 8 times.
Well, we better not mention how many hours we've played ISS Vanguard, Seventh Continent,
Many.
Star Realms.
Many.
There goes Mozzie. Star Realms. I think we said Star Realms like 80 hours or so.
I don't know how... No, Star Realms is our most played game, stats-wise,
not time-wise. Oh, right.
Because you can play a game of Star Realms in about 10 minutes.
True. Anyway, that's the kind of the way we do it. That's how we play games, is we get lots and lots of value out of it. And on that topic, we did, last year, I think we did the podcast series called Shelves of Ambition. Did we do a podcast on that?
Yeah,
I think we did.
We spoke about that. A bunch of episodes in, I don't remember what episodes, but in 2023 we were doing our Shelves of Ambition, where we were trying to play every game in our collection up to 10 times at least. And we almost got there.
No, but we're not that particular about it. In other words, if we played a game 5 times and we go, you know what? We think we're done with this game now. This isn't a game we want to play another 5 times. That's fun too, because, in other words, we were trying to get them all up to 10, but some we decided we'll put that on the shelf over there.
Yeah, we got to 6 or 7 and figured, okay, that's enough.
And we had a special bookcase
for
shelves
sufficiently played.
that were played less than 10 times, and those are games that we put there, so when we have our weekend with some friends that come, we say to them, take a look at those games. Would you like to play any of them? Because it may be that they really enjoy a game that we've played enough.
Or we've played enough with just the 2 of us.
Yes.
Because we're primarily playing 2-player games, anything that works better with a bigger group, we're not going to just keep on playing. If we've played it 5 or 6 times, the 2 of us, and we realize this game really needs 3 or 4 players to work properly. We'll put that on the shelf, and then that waits for a time that we have a bigger group around.
I'm looking over here, but I don't actually know what I'm looking at. I think I'm supposed to be spotting something.
You would be seeing chat if people were chatting, but they're
nobody's chatting,
Nope.
so that's okay.
They're very quiet.
If somebody chats, does it come there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So basically, we are flexible with the playing. We say we're flexible about how many times we play. However, we do hear of other people that play a game once or twice and they get the next one and play it once or twice.
I think that's mainly reviewers, though.
Okay.
That skews the perception a bit.
Well,
when
because they're
somebody's a
getting a lot of
professional
games.
reviewer, you're getting a game, playing it once or twice, filming a review next, play it once or twice, film a review next.
Yeah, and they get to play lots and lots and lots of games. For us,
and that's not always a good thing. You often hear reviewers talking about, we've got this game, we'd love to play it more, but we just don't have time.
And then we feel very, very privileged and blessed that we can actually play our games as much as we want to. We don't have that pressure of doing the next one, the next one, the next one. But we actually don't get enough play time in, really. We would like it if we could play more. But it so turns out that we play games every weekend, but we would also like to play in the week. So now we're going to try something new. We're going to try putting a game out that can stay out, because then you can just keep going back to it, like Seventh Continent.
Yeah.
We did put that on the dining room table for a while.
Yeah.
Remember, and we kept on going back to it. We'd play 15 minutes one evening, and then the next evening a
by
half
leaving
an hour.
it set up, you can just dive in and out. You can pick it up, put it down. Yeah.
So that's what we would like to do. Because why? Because we want to play more games. Because we love playing games.
Yeah,
There's
and only playing
enormous
games on
amount
the
of-
weekend
Not enough.
doesn't quite get enough game time.
Not for you. For me,
I do try play solo during the week, but even then, sometimes you get to the end of a long day and you want to go play something, but then the game you want to play is a big crunchy heavy Euro and you can't really get your brain gears turning quite adequately to actually have fun.
I must say, one of the things that I enjoy about this whole collectors thing is the fact that I find when we when we start collecting like around a particular theme, for me, it creates more immersion in that theme, you know, and I get more invested in it. And that is something that appeals to me about gaming versus another new one and another new one, and like a big variety. Like now we've got this, you know, what was it, 8 or 9, maybe more, Lord of the Rings games.
Thereabouts.
And they're it's a nice big variety of different Lord of the Rings games, but the theme is all the same.
It's all Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoy that. I enjoy becoming immersed in the theme because I'm all about the theme and about some people are not, but I am. I love the theme. I get so lost in the theme. I think we've told them the story about when we were going on the road trip and we drove
one of the
past
previous Collector's Corner episodes.
Yeah, we drove past Rivendell. I literally had to pull the car over on the side of the road and just regroup because
Short
I'm a
version,
driver.
We were listening to the Lord of the Rings audiobook narrated by Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
And as we're driving along on our road trip listening to the audiobook, we drive past a place called Rivendell. And then another place called Misty Mountain Guest Lodge.
And I'm listening to the audiobook, and because I get so lost in the theme, I had to pull over and remind myself, be responsible. You're driving a vehicle on planet Earth. You're not
Earth,
in Middle
not
Earth.
The other Earth.
Yeah, so the theme's important, and I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, because, I mean, I get totally lost in the theme. It's quite a lot of fun. One of the reasons why I like board games, because you can just get lost in them.
It's
so
a way
many
to
reasons I love board
transport
games.
yourself and travel without ever leaving your house.
Yeah, oh, it's really, really fantastic. And that is why I like collecting a theme, like a series, because of that. The pandemic comes to mind, the pandemic games.
Pandemic series, not the actual pandemic.
No, not the actual pandemic. No, I'm talking about the board game, yeah. We've got a whole range of those. And again, you just get lost in the theme. Well, I do. And that's one thing that, while we've been doing this Collector's Corner and I was thinking about it, actually, that's what I like about being a collector, is the theme aspect of it. Everybody might have a different reason for being, why do you enjoy collecting? Why do you think you're a collector? I haven't asked you that before.
I enjoy collecting, I'd say largely I do enjoy just the gameplay, the actual gameplay of different games, different systems, different rule sets. So that's from a sort of technical, mechanical perspective.
Oh, right.
But then also the art is a big part for me. You know, I almost collect board games as art. You know, so I would continue collecting games. Yeah, I'd continue buying different games for the art. You know, instead of buying a painting and putting it on the wall, I'd buy another board game. Because now that board game is just chock full of gorgeous art, and more games today are just, the art is.
But we've also been watching a review actually just this evening before we came to live stream, and I've been hearing this phrase quite a bit, and that's beige euros. But you would like that because the mechanic would win.
I enjoy the mechanism there,
Yeah.
So I'd collect beige euros for mechanical reasons, for the system, the puzzle, the what it
strategy
makes my brain feel like when I'm playing it. But then your more thematic world building type of games, you know, your Journeys of Middle Earth, your ISS Vanguard, you know, things like that. Those are more about the story and about the theme and about the setting, and those ones need to have, I think, fantastic art, you know.
And those are the games. That is the reason I play board games. Is that?
Yeah.
But again, I will play a beige euro if the theme. In fact, we've been playing recently. I think it's called Coffee Roasters, or was it
Coffee Traders?
Coffee Traders. Is that what it's called? Coffee Traders.
You are playing Coffee Traders in the game.
Okay, and that's, I mean, when you look at the board on videos and stuff, it doesn't look very interesting until you get it.
Yeah, videos don't really do that game justice because it's a huge board and it's very busy.
But the artwork on it, there's details of donkeys walking around.
So when you're looking at it close up, it's beautifully done. But yeah, when you look at it on a video, it's just a sea of icons.
However, you see, because of that, the game is very much about the mechanics.
Yes.
So the mechanics is
The mechanics,
overriding.
the mechanisms and the iconography and the structure overrides the art in that instance, yeah.
However, I can't get the theme out, even though that is the mechanic is overriding, and the theme is like overriding everything for me. I'm thinking about the theme all the time and going to the coffee bar and what do I need for, and I haven't done any trading on that farm over there. It's like I'm thinking all the time about coffee and about. In fact, I have to have a cup of coffee when we are playing that game, just like I have to have a nice, good glass of red wine when we're playing viticulture.
Yeah.
Can't play viticulture without a really good glass of red wine. However, some people might not drink red wine.
Well,
Then
have
they
a good
shouldn't
glass
play
of grape
viticulture.
juice.
Okay, that's all right then. Can have some grape juice. So again, it's about theme. And there's this whole hobby. There's so much in this hobby that we just love. We've been board gamers since I was raised with playing board games with my family. You were raised as a child playing board games. And we had to be very selective of our board games at that time. That's for another story. But now, Jamie's an adult man, and here I am going into my senior years, and I'm just loving board game.
Yeah.
You know, the more we play, the more we immerse ourselves in this hobby, the more we like it. It's not a hobby that has at any stage faded. Because hobbies do that. You can get a hobby, get an interest, enjoy it, and then
have fun for a while, go all in, and then it just
not with
gathers
us.
dust. No.
Not with board games. For us, board games from a little tot all the way till now, it's been something that has just continued to
keeps
grow.
giving, yeah.
It keeps giving. And there's mozzies everywhere tonight. You walked around looking to see where the mozzies were breeding.
Yeah, and I
Couldn't
can't find it.
Yeah, so as you say, it just keeps giving this board game hobby. And, you know, I could spend hours talking about the value of it on so many
huge,
levels.
On a social level, on a relationship level, on a family level, you know, there's so many benefits to getting around a table.
Mental
and
health.
Playing a board game together, you know, pushing around physical bits on a tabletop and playing cards and interacting and the discussions it can engender and the relationships it can forge, the memories it can create, you know. I mean,
so you know what?
Some of our fondest memories are sitting around a table playing a board game.
You know what's coming to mind? This story's coming to mind now, so I'm just going to have to share it. And that is, we had a young lady that was, okay, I'll go to the beginning. This young lady's grandmother phoned me and said, my granddaughter is staying on one of the houses near us. And she's on her own, and I'm not feeling very comfortable about her being on her own. Would you mind very much inviting her over for dinner or something? Just keep an eye on her for me. A very caring grandmother. And so I said, sure, no problem. So I kept an eye on her granddaughter, as I had said I would, and I went to pop in and visit her and said to her, why don't you come over for dinner? Anyway, she came over and we all said, we don't know each other. And I said to her, we started with making sushi in the kitchen. And then we said, okay, let's go play a board game. Would you mind playing a board game? Do you like playing board games? No, she's keen to play. A very quiet young lady. And it was taking a bit to get to know her. And we went upstairs and we put a board game on the table. Well,
Sushi go, of course.
The transformation of this person, she was into it. And she was like, okay, right, what do we do? And it was so fascinating to see like her just come out of herself.
Yeah, this very shy, retiring, timid kind of person.
Yes, it was so
all
fun.
Those inhibitions just poof, melted away.
And now that is just a little story of how many times we've experienced. That one stands out for me because it was such a transformation from this, as you say, shy, quiet, introvert sort of person who we didn't know at all, just met her, invited her for dinner. And now, by the end of the evening, we were the best of friends, all of us. Come again, come tomorrow night, and come the next night. As long as you're staying in Granny's house, she was staying there for
Game night every night.
Yeah, game night every night. Come, and it was fun. But and she got to play a whole lot of different games. And now, I mean, she doesn't even live in this country. We're in South Africa. She lives in Europe somewhere. And now it's like, I'm coming to visit my grandparents. Are you around? Can I come play games? So you see, it's just like, to me, that's one small example of what board games can do. We had made sushi in the kitchen and done all the sushi things, and that was helping to get to know her a little bit.
Yeah.
But nothing like what the board game on the table did. Nothing like that. So that has been my experiences. You can take a long time to get to know people until you put a game down. I'm going to tell
Then you really get to know people depending on what game you put down.
Because we play cooperative games, we had some people come over and they heard that we board gamers and they're going to come play. And we play cooperative games, but this lady says, well, cooperative? What's that? What do you mean?
How does that work?
Yeah. What? I don't play games to cooperate. I play games to win. She says, I'm competitive, not cooperative. It was hilarious. So we play a cooperative game. Wasn't it this game? Or was it the Hobbits?
It was the Hobbits. The dice-based versions of this, which we'll be talking about next time on Collector's Corner.
Okay. So we said to her, well, we're not going to do, especially if you're competitive. I don't want to play with somebody who's so competitive. I don't enjoy that myself. Somebody who's just like out to win, Some people love that. Jamie doesn't mind that at all, no? But I do.
You can play that game.
Yeah. Anyway, so we play a cooperative game with her because it's a whole new experience. What's this cooperative? And she loved it. Okay, now she likes cooperative games. She wants to come play another. It's so much fun. We're like all working together and we're thinking together. And what she enjoyed is how one person's brain was offering this and another one was offering something else, and everybody's...
You're all tackling the same problem, but you're all solving it in completely different ways. Yeah.
She was so into it and so taken with this whole new idea of playing a game, a board game cooperatively. She was in. She's coming again. And this was, again, somebody we didn't know very well. And she was coming to play a board game and wanted to be competitive. We haven't yet played a competitive game with her, so maybe we will just one day and see how that goes. It could be interesting. She says, no, she doesn't think we'll like her very much if we play a competitive game.
Might break the friendship.
Yeah, so, wow, board games. They do marvelous things, wonderful things. Well, they are a way of really getting to know people on a different level. That's what I can say. It's not just getting to know them in the social scenario, sitting around, having a meal and chatting. And all of a sudden, this board game experience brings a lot more out of a person. Yeah. That's what I've discovered.
And I also find them on a more at-home personal level very helpful and very healthy from a mental stability,
mental health,
but
balance. No.
Exercise.
That's
the word I'm looking for.
Mine weren't working. Mental health, balance. No. Exercise was the one.
Keeping your brain fit and sharp and
brain gym.
Exercising this grey muscle inside your skull. You
enjoyed that about
I find games from that perspective are so good, to keep you sharp, to keep you thinking critically, analytically, solving problems, getting your brain working in a different way to how it does just solving day-to-day problems and dealing with.
And yet, that's what he says. And what I say is, I sit down to play a board game to stop my brain from being so exercised. My brain is tired and it's been having to work so hard all day. Let's play a game. And now I can fall into the theme. That's the thing. I get lost in the theme and I play the game, and Jamie gets into the rules and the mechanics and the strategy and That's what he's talking about. His brain has been exercised in a different way.
Yeah, it's exercised in a way that doesn't matter.
But you
if that
see,
makes
all
sense.
day
It's
you're
like,
a
it's
creative
not-
person, so all day you're doing creative stuff.
True. Yeah, all day I'm editing videos, I'm editing podcasts, I'm
Yeah,
pulling
that's what you do.
all this together. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe what it is you're exercising that
I'm
part of your brain
exercising
in
my
the day.
creativity and my storytelling and all that all day, every day. So
Yes.
to sit down with a game gives me that chance, to exercise that other part of my brain. Whereas for you, it's like the other way around.
The other way around, completely the
Yeah.
opposite way around, yeah. So, wow. Well, this is why we're doing these live streams and sharing this Collector's Corner, because of all of these stories of just being able to tell you and share with you the good. The good. There's just so much good of this hobby, in this hobby, I think.
Yeah.
As I say, from my childhood, Mozzie. Yo! Wow, there's so many. They're going to carry us away just now, and then we won't be able to carry on live streaming. Yeah, Mozzie's going to pick us up and we're going to go floating off. Yeah.
But they're not Lord of the Rings mozzies.
No, fortunately. Certain games, yes, they're a little too graphic for me. So that's also why I like cooperative, because we can share the experience rather than... And these games where...
And you can thematically hide behind me when something big and scary comes
Yes.
shambling forward.
That game, Journeys in Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth, I say to Jamie, okay, you go deal with those, whatever they are, wolves and things that are trying to... And I'll just go over here and see if I can find something useful.
And generally you find a whole pack of monsters and take them all out single-handed.
That's what I end up doing. Like, hey, you're in my way. You're not supposed to be here. To carry on. Somehow that happens. Don't particularly enjoy that part, but it happens, and somehow it works. Yeah. But we do divide and conquer a bit, don't we, when it comes to these cooperative...
Well, depending on the game. Some games say, oh, you wanted to split up. Yeah, slap, 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 slap. Don't do that again.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's me. That's me for today's Collective Corner. I've told you the stories I wanted to tell you, and I hope that next week... Do we do these once a week, once a fortnight? Bi-weekly. Not next Thursday, the following one.
2 weeks from today if you're watching this live.
And we're going to do the next Lord of the Rings game that we have. We'll talk to you about that one and our experience of that. And we'll just keep going through our collection.
Yeah, chipping away at our collection, one game at a time.
And we do hope you enjoy these live streams, because one thing is for sure, we enjoy doing them. And we're very happy we can do them, because we weren't able to do them for a long time because of internet challenges. But we got that sorted for now.
Finally beefed up our internet sufficiently to do this.
And we hope it's all going smoothly and everything's working like it is, because live streaming is a little bit of a technical thing. Jamie's got all sorts of stuff going on here.
Yeah, just off screen there's cables and wires and tripping hazards absolutely everywhere.
Yeah. Mind your step. Yeah, so, but we're very, very, very glad. I just think it's an absolute privilege to be able to have this opportunity to do these live streams. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
And hopefully some of you will join us live next time and hop in the chat. And until next time, I shall say thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
And so do I. I also hope you enjoyed the show. Bye.
Bye.